Hello everyone and welcome to a new vlog of Bosch Miele Event 00. Here I will be telling you about a machine which has given me a lot of convenience. So bear with me. What if you have very little space? You have the money to buy something which will be making your life easier, a lot easier, will save time and which will save a lot more things I will elaborate on later. What if I have just that? And watch this video because I will tell you all about my little dishwasher, the Comfee dishwasher made for small apartments, student dorms and all that kind of housing when you don't have the plumbing or the space to install a dishwasher. Let's start by unloading what's already in there. I decided to also do an unloading so you can have a bit of an overview of my kitchen. Here I will unload my teeny tiny dishwasher with the load I washed yesterday. A few little details about this machine, a few disadvantages if you may. I do not like its water coverage at times. It has a hard time reaching the corners. The cutlery rack can be too small even for one person, but that's not something you should worry about. And the larger spoons, you need to be creative with those, which you'll see in a bit. Another disadvantage could be that overdosing detergent in this machine is very easy, but I'll show you how much you actually need in a bit. You shouldn't worry too much about that, as it's not very terrible if you accidentally do overdose. Now on to some technical details of this machine. First of all, the programs. It has multiple programs, it's a tiny machine, it's Midea made. So this Comfee dishwasher is actually made by Midea. And I will tell you some troubles, some disadvantages of this machine after I've shown you the advantages. Let's start with the whole plumbing thing, because there's no need for plumbing, which I will show you in a bit how to add water. But the thing is, you manually fill it up via the top with 6 liters of water, 6 liters in total. And since I do not have the space for draining, I have found a very creative solution. I put a bucket down with the drain hose to it, and I empty it after each time I ran the machine. Now the programs. I will start with my absolute favorite of them all, which is the 58-minute wash. 58 minutes for the normal daily loads, more than enough. We'll do a 55 degrees and a 65 degrees hot rinse, and then everything comes out perfectly clean and perfectly dry and perfectly rinsed. Then there's the rapid 29-minute cycle, which does 50 degrees wash and a 55 degrees final rinse, hot rinse, and it does no drying cycle, so everything will get that soaking wet. But still, if you're in a hurry and you need a few cups and a few pots and a few, no, not pots, pots don't fit, but you need a few cups and a few spoons and a few plates, and you need them quick, use this cycle. It's convenient, it's quick, and you get the same results as the 58-minute cycle with light soil items. This is not for the more heavy soil items, because then you will need the 58-minute cycle, because I've seen it not wash off yogurt properly on this cycle. Then there's the glass cycle. Love it when I have it full of glass. That happens occasionally. Then I'll use glass. Longer cycle, 50 degrees wash, 65 degrees hot rinse. Is high, but without detergent the heat doesn't matter. The lower temperature of 50 degrees is what matters when there's soap in the machine, and it does a nice proper glass wash and a proper drying cycle. Then there's Echo, which is way too long, 2 hours and 35 minutes for such a machine. Not necessary. Sometimes I run it because it's good for the machine to have an occasional proper wash, but then I'd rather choose intensive. Oh, this does a 50 degrees wash and a 70 degrees hot rinse. This does a 62 degrees wash, a 70 degrees hot rinse, and 2 hours and 40 minutes. I use this occasionally actually, but that's when I have an oven skill, when I made lasagna, and then I need a proper intensive wash. Then there's Hygiene 72, which does a 70 degrees wash, a 72 degrees hot rinse, and I use it occasionally when I cooked something with chicken and I needed to cut chicken on a cutting board. Then I choose Hygiene. Time to load the machine. I switch the machine off so I can open it and the light switches on. It always does that, but I just like to keep myself to my habits. It's off when I load it. Then I will place the glasses. It's placed somewhat outside of the corners, somewhat away from the corners, I'm sorry. I try to evade the corners as much as possible. As previously stated, water does not get there very well. But if it's just a tiny bit away from the corners, it's all safe. As you can see, I put the spoon one away from the first place on the cutlery rack, on the most left place, because there I put my knives. Knives are flat and are hard to place when there's spoons and forks in there. Cups, they go where you expect. Plates go where you expect. And you actually get quite a lot in such a small dishwasher. The reason I had it full, which you'll see, is 2 or 3 large items which I add in the dishwasher. One thing I do find annoying about this dishwasher, when you have to place those Tupperware things, which are either heavily soiled, and I almost dropped it there, and which are either heavily soiled or very lightly soiled, they take up a lot of space. So that's the downside of this dishwasher. Its size is your friend and your greatest enemy at the same time. So yeah, that is a bit of the problem. And then there are no more disadvantages to this machine, because it's fantastic and it saves time. It tends to save water and energy, but I'll elaborate a bit on that later. Here I'll struggle with the large spoon for a bit because it was already full, but I had to have this in. I wanted it clean per se, so I started just fighting with it to get it all right. Yeah, enjoy my struggle. And then it suddenly was time to add water. The advantage of this machine is that it actually saves me water and energy in the form of natural gas. My house is heated by a central heating system running on natural gas, and it also heats the tap water with that. The advantage of this machine is it takes 6 liters of cold water, so it will save energy and water on the long run, because I don't need to fill up my entire sink with hot water. It needs to heat up first, so it takes liters and liters of water before it's warm. That all drains away, and when it's warm, I can fill it up, and it takes liters and liters of water. And just after that, you would need to rinse, and that takes more liters of water when doing dishes by hand. Now, this machine, and bear with me, if you have a feast or have a drink with friends or family, you will sometimes need to run it 2 or 3 times a day, but that still takes just 18 liters of water. If we're talking three times, it will take about 1.5 kilowatt per cycle, and then it's all clean. So in 1.5 kilowatt hour, 1.5 kilowatt, and 18 liters of water, you have sparkling clean dishes, and it didn't cost you one bit of effort. It saves time, it saves energy, it saves water. That's why I love this machine and why I use it so much. One downside to this machine is that it actually its can, which I use to fill the water with, has a max capacity of 1.8 liters and not 2 liters. So I need to approximately fill it up in 4 goes and sometimes 5 or 6. And when it fills, it sounds this little alarm when you have 6 liters in, so you know you can stop filling it up. When you accidentally overfill, don't worry, it will drop all the water you added too much in the tub, and it will drain it away as soon as you start it. And now I empty the drain bucket, and I will re-add the hose once I've drained it, and then I will start the machine and I will elaborate on what detergent I use and why I use that detergent. And now, just before turning it on, I will show you what detergent I use and why I use it. I choose to use loose powder. And why is that? Because tabs, like the classic tabs and the all-in-one tabs, are way too much detergent for such a small machine. All you need is about a teaspoon of powder, and I choose to use Somat, which is a fantastic detergent, classic pulver. And like I said, for this load, about a teaspoon will be enough. Why do I choose powder? 2 reasons. It cleans better and it's more hygienic. Why is it more hygienic and why does it clean better? Because it contains oxygen bleach. This powder detergent gets rid of of the stains in tea glasses. I have used liquid before and it did not get rid of the stains on tea glasses, and this powder does. So that's why I choose a powdered form detergent. And in this case it's also hygienic. At higher temperatures oxygen bleach gets active. At 55 degrees it does a quick and hygienic wash. So let's see how it does. It usually never does that. I think I accidentally triggered the water container alarm. Excuse me. And this programming does to flush the filter. No, it doesn't do it always, but it does it occasionally to flush the filter. It just does it every so many cycles. I don't know why, but probably to keep the filter as clean as possible. One more advantage to this dishwasher, it has auto open. So even plastic when left for a while obviously gets dry. Now I will immediately unload it obviously, so it won't be dry, or at least I will show you the heavy soil items that they definitely got clean even after 58 minutes. And well, you've seen that it wasn't faked because same load, 1 minute before end, I started recording because I wanted to record the auto open feature. So let's see. The whole point was that while I showed the nastiness of this one, let me just dry it off a little bit. Because like I said, plastic, well, generally plastic doesn't dry in dishwashers. So the auto open feature is fantastic when you leave it overnight when you're lazy like me. And then it fully dries off. But in this case, yeah, I need to just quickly wipe off the remainders of water. And the best part is, it's all clean. All clean within 58 minutes. And a proper 55 degrees wash. So, disadvantages of this machine. The corners, water doesn't generally get there, but you can work around that. The way you need to fill it up, the can is only 1.8 liters and not 2 liters, which would have been more convenient. And that's about it. The advantages, it saves time, water and energy, and in the end money. Only very little detergent is needed in the form of powder or liquid for dishwasher, so you will save money on detergent as well in the case of this machine. And the best part is, it's a lazy person solution for in a small home and a small kitchen. I really love it because it really gives me evenings where I can relax after work. And that's why I bought it in the first place, because I wanted, well, something for my hobby. And now it has become my daily driver dishwasher, and it's worked ever since, it worked perfectly ever since day one. So this investment was the investment of the century. Do let me know what you think about these investments for small homes. Let me know in the comments. And if you really like this video, leave a like and subscribe.